He's scared. He's scared. So we're going to start off with training, and there's two different kinds of training and send-out cards. You have to train new distributors that are coming on, and you also want to provide support to your existing distributors. So it's really important to, again, keep the principles simple. You don't want to, as I said, show up at someone's house and train them for 4 hours. It's the fastest way to get them to never do anything ever again and be really scared. So we're going to jump in. One of my favorite training tools is the Getting Started checklist. And I don't know if some of the people that have been a distributor longer maybe haven't seen the new booklet that comes with the distributor kits, but they are amazing. When you turn to, Dave probably knows, it's page 5 that has the whole checklist. It's page 5. And it has just really very clear all the things that they need to do. And people like to check things off. Have you ever noticed it? It really makes you feel good that you've accomplished something. So have them fill out that book, have them turn to page 5, and go through those things. It's watching the success unit video that Jimmy Dick teaches. It really gives you a great concept for what you're trying to create with those success units and the duplication. You're creating your why. Have them send their why themselves in a card. Another idea that I got from actually Adam's dad, Jim.
That was going to be me for a second.
No, sorry. Is that, and this is so brilliant, because what are the two things you really need to know in send-out cards as a new distributor? You need to know how to send a card and how to show someone else how to send a card. And really that's it. There's so much else you could learn, but that's how people get bogged down and they're just getting ready to get ready all the time. They never actually do anything. So the two things that they need to know are how to send a card and how to teach someone else how to send a card. So Adam's dad said, I have my new distributors, I tell them send 10 cards, and then as fast as you can, when you think you can do that, by tomorrow or 2 days. And then he says, then call me, and they set a time, and he said, and I want you to walk me through sending a card. So that's his training. And it's brilliant, right? Because it's just getting them out of themselves. By the time they've sent 10 cards, they know how to send a card, and they're pretty sure they know how to show someone else how to send a card. And then it's a safe way to do it, because he's calling Jim and walking Jim through it. And I just thought that was amazing. I've started doing that as well.
So for people that are already distributors, if we go on to the next slide, we talked about, Jimmy Dick talked about building success units, which is really just going out and getting your first 3 people, teaching them to do the same exact thing and just repeating the process. So we talked about this earlier, you don't need to be a superstar recruiter and bring in hundreds and hundreds of reps. If Jordan were to bring up, he's done this many times before, where he brings up people on stage and he shows how long you've been in the business, some of the top reps. They've been in 4 to 6 years, how many they sponsored. It's usually maybe 2, 3 a month. And over time, based on those numbers, just sponsoring a few, that will lead to a large group. So it's the law of averages. But building success units is just that duplicatable process. So in addition to building success units, going out and getting those 3. Next slide. So lots of things you need to plug people into. Events are so important, because when you get people around events, there's a couple things that happen. Number one, it shows people the vision of the company. Would you guys agree that this shows the vision of the company? Okay. You get to see the culture, the people, social proof that, hey, there's actually people that are doing this, and making a living doing it. So events they drive your business. So anytime you have an event going on in your area, whether it's a Super Saturday, an opportunity meeting, or an event like this, or a convention is huge for your business. So do whatever you can to get to convention. Upline conference calls. Our team, we do a Monday night team call right before Jordan's. Jordan has a call Monday night, and they're open to anybody. So there's so much training out there. I always say find a team, or find an upline. If your upline's not active or doesn't have a call, find someone that you can plug into that you resonate with. Hey, I understand what this guy's saying, this makes sense, and plug into it on a regular basis, because it keeps you around what's going on. It's so important. I just want to add something that Jules talked about, getting new reps started. And I talked about this before, and managing new reps' expectations. Find out what people want to do with this business, because some people might want to make $300 a month. Some people might want to do it full time. Ask them, what do they want to get out of this? What do they want to make per month? 3 questions. What do you want to make? How many hours per week are you willing to put into this business, and how many months or years are you willing to do that? And then you kind of work backwards. But unless you know what they want to do, how are you going to work with them? So working with someone that wants to make $5,000 a month is going to be different than working with someone that wants to make $200 a month. So it allows you to really manage your time better. I always say, especially with training new distributors, recommit, every single day. Even if you signed up a year ago or 2 years ago, today, make today your start date, or decide when you're starting to work this business. Every day, look at this business with fresh eyes. Like, if you have been in for a while and you want to recharge, start fresh tomorrow. That's what I do with my business. Is I don't look back at what I've done in the past. I only move forward and work on what I can do right now. Because you can't live off the past successes that you've had. So that's so important.
Definitely. And also what Adam just said, that's in the Getting Started booklet as well, about setting goals. And so that if you have them fill that out and they are able to share that with you, then you know best how to help them because you understand what they want out of it. And it's a good exercise for them to fill out as well, to really think, well, how much do I want to make? And how many hours a week am I willing to put into this to make that happen? Also, there's some shutdowns that happen, and you want to be able to teach them that. You want to tell them that maybe the first few people they share this with in their warm market might not love it as much as they do, or might not see what they see, and that that's okay, and that that's normal. You want to teach them that, maybe sometimes they'll sign up a distributor, and that distributor, after you train them, will vanish and not do anything, because people get so discouraged when that happens. But you want them to know that's normal before it happens to them and they feel like, oh, this doesn't work, and they get discouraged and they leave.
Last part about training is creating a personal development plan. And this is something I did before I found send-out cards, but once I got into send-out cards, I realized how important this is to building your business. Between all the books that we have, of course, they're plugging Jules' book and my book on there, which is fantastic. Thank you for doing that, guys. But this is so important because, we talk about the foundational stuff, the mindset, the belief. If this isn't right, the hows don't really matter. If you don't have the right story in your mind, then the stuff that you do every single day, it's not going to make that much of a difference. And the difference between someone that's very successful in this business and someone who's not, the actions aren't that different. It's just the stories they put in their mind and the belief they have. Quick story about belief. I remember this so clearly. Jordan was doing a conference call, and actually I think we were just having a conversation, and he said, he had 50,000 distributors at the time. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, 50,000, that's a lot of distributors. Is 50,000 a lot? Yeah. It's a lot, okay? Jordan said, that's a good start. What's his mindset? He has a different mindset, right? Different belief. So a book like The Magic of Thinking Big would be a good book to read if you think 50,000 is a big number. For Jordan, it's just a good start. So when I saw senior manager was 24 people, I looked at that and I said, it's only 24 people? See, I had the mindset that this is not going to be difficult to get to. But a lot of people get in and they say, oh my God, I need 24 people? So look at what you're saying to yourself, because the stories that you put in your mind do come true. So start to work on that, and when you work on that, your business will definitely improve. So such an important part.
Absolutely. And the interesting thing is in a lot of professions, like realtors have to take an exam or course in order to become a realtor, and lawyers have to take the bar, and doctors have to. But why do we just let anyone pay $457? What if we required them before they paid their $457 to take a personal development course? Right? It's a course that's going to allow them to be successful. What if we said, I will not take your money? Right? Obviously we don't do that, but what if we did? But what if we did? Wouldn't we have more people that are succeeding in our business, more people that understand what it takes to be successful? So even though we don't require it, which is good probably, make it a habit to not only do that and make that part of your business, but really make that a requirement for other people. The other thing is, Adam and I, we did write books, and they're books about send-out cards. If we were trying to become international, famous best-selling authors, we probably wouldn't have called it Secrets from the Stock Drawer and Lessons I Learned in My Send-Out Cards Journey. We wrote this book for people in send-out cards because it was everything that we learned as brand new people along the way to try to shorten everyone's learning curve. I can't tell you how many times I have someone write to me on Facebook and say, what are your, Jules, what are the 2 things you would most advise me to do? And I'm like, you mean other than what's in my book? They didn't read my book. And I'm like, well, that's why I wrote it. We wrote this to help everyone, and we really believe that if you align yourself with, and all the books in our card catalog, Jordan's book, Beach Money with network marketing and appreciation marketing and License to Dream, every single thing in our card catalog is there to help you align yourself with that success.
Yeah, and just to close up, some of the things that I'm always working and growing, and this is an ongoing process. So if you think you've got it all figured out, you don't. You always have to learn and grow. And being in this business 5.5 years and getting to senior executive, I'm still, every day, I'm learning this business. I'm learning from people like Eric and Jordan and Damar, and how can I get better? What can I do to improve and become more of a professional in this business? And it's a constant process and working on yourself. Jim Rohn says, income is a direct reflection of personal development. He says, for things to change, you have to change. If you want things to be better, you need to be better. So start to look at yourself and what you can do to work on yourself, and that will just pour through your business. It will just absolutely do wonders for your network marketing business. So if you guys are really looking at this and looking to take it to a high level, and I see a lot of people say the I am eagle for their affirmations, take it seriously, because this is a business that can do so much for you. So the personal development, I think, is the key that holds everything together that a lot of people just kind of take for granted. So make sure you make that part of your daily plan, and it will work for you, we promise. So thank you.
Thanks.